Here are the top stories of the news. Governor Makinde says abducted Oyo school children, teachers held within Old Oyo National Park. Peter Obi reiterates call for IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu's release. On the foreign scene, Iran peace deal looms while a new military action flares near Strait of Hormuz. And good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. My name is Femi Da Silva. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has disclosed that school children and teachers abducted by suspected bandits in Oribe local government area of the state have been held within the Old Oyo National Park. The revelation comes in an update on the rescue efforts released by the governor on Friday, nearly 4 weeks after the abduction. According to him, security agencies are actively working to secure the safe release of the victims who were whisked away during coordinated attacks on schools in Yawota and Ahoro Esinle communities on May 15. The governor noted that intelligence reports indicate that the abductees remain within the expansive Old Oyo National Park area, which spans about 2,500 square kilometers across 10 local government areas in the state. He explained that the vast and difficult terrain of the park has created operational challenges for security personnel, requiring careful planning, coordination, and sustained efforts to achieve a successful rescue mission. The governor further assured residents that every credible lead is being pursued and all lawful measures are being deployed to ensure the victims are rescued unharmed, urging members of the public to remain vigilant. In the meantime, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday issued one of his strongest warnings yet to bandits, kidnappers, and sponsors of terrorism, declaring that those who continue to threaten Nigeria's peace and security will face the full force of the law. In a hard-hitting nationwide Democracy Day broadcast message aimed at criminal elements, the president said the window for surrender and repentance would not remain open indefinitely. His comments come amid recurring debates over the identity of criminal groups and concerns that insecurity could deepen ethnic divisions in the country. However, even as he vowed decisive action against perpetrators of violence, President Tinubu cautioned Nigerians against politicizing insecurity or attaching criminality to any ethnic group. Rather than succumb to mutual suspicion, President Tinubu urged Nigerians to unite against a common enemy. The president further expressed confidence that Nigeria would ultimately overcome its security challenges and emerge stronger.
Though this year's mood is dampened by the abduction of our children in Oyo and Borno, we remain hopeful for their safe return. Democracy without security is not solid enough. That is why this administration has chosen both kinetic and non-kinetic strategies to restore peace, declared a security emergency, and approved the recruitment of 50,000 new police officers and thousands of military recruits. Our 2026 budget commits 5.41 trillion, our largest ever, to defense and security. We have moved from training with our allies to precision targeting. In Arege, we degraded ISWAP and command centers. Terror-related deaths are down by 81% since 2015. Over 13,000 terrorists have been neutralized in the past year. But we also keep the door of surrender open. Over 124,000 fighters and dependents have laid down arms since 2023. Through Operation Safe Corridor, we turn our former enemies into citizens because every life saved is a victory for democracy. To bandits, kidnappers, and sponsors of terror, surrender or face the full force of the Nigerian state. These windows of surrender will not remain open forever. No mercy will be shown to those who...
To politics, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke says he has been ensuring that the promises made during his campaign are fulfilled. The governor stated this in an exclusive interview with Western Spring Television while speaking on the impacts of Democracy Day celebration. While commenting on the state of security amid political violence recorded ahead of the August 15 Osun governorship election, Governor Adeleke accused the Commissioner of Police, CP Ibrahim Gotan, of taking orders from former Governor Gboyega Oyetola at the detriment of the state. Osun State has witnessed a number of political violence, including shootings, which has led to death and left injuries on others. The governor also called for support for the administration of President Bola Tinubu, adding that the reformative agenda being driven by him will take time to yield results.
I made sure that, because it's a project, I made sure that everywhere in Osun State that I do either do an institution or a street, come to Osun, the capital for a case study, at night, just drive around. It's so beautiful. I've done about more than 70 kilometers of what's it called? Solar lights everywhere, and that's what I promised. And it's still going. Are you talking about health? 2 consecutively, we have won. We have won on health issue. I've built about more than 250 healthcare centers. Put solar there, 24 hours electricity, change the bed, put everything in order for everybody. I'm having flyover in Ife. Do I have flyover in Ede? No. I can have flyover in Ede, but I said we don't need it by there. Ife is our trend, is the seat of culture. Odua. That a lot of people will come over, they want to come and visit on me. And when people get to Ife, they'll be disappointed. Say, so is this Ife like looks like big village? And I promise you, Ife people, and you know that I will turn it around. Before the end of this June, the flyover will be completed. The road leading to the palace is going to arise. And of course, street lights. Are you talking about Osogbo, the capital? It has 2 beautiful flyovers.
Meanwhile, lawmakers on the platform of Accord Party have called for the immediate redeployment of the Osun State Commissioner of Police, CP Ibrahim Gotan, over alleged partisanship and failure to provide adequate security ahead of the August 15, 2026 governorship election. Speaking at a press conference in Osogbo, Speaker of the Osun State House of Assembly, Adewale Egbedun, said the legislators had lost confidence in the police commissioner and urged the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Disu, to replace him without delay. The lawmakers, comprising 7 members of the National Assembly and 25 members of the State House of Assembly, also called for the arrest and prosecution of individuals allegedly linked to attacks on the members and supporters of the Accord across the state within the last 3 months. According to the caucus, it had received intelligence suggesting that leaders of the All Progressives Congress (APC) were allegedly planning to instigate violence in the period leading up to the election. The lawmakers also alleged that the police in the state had failed to respond adequately to reported incidents of violence and vandalism, including attacks carried out in public and allegedly captured on video recordings.
The plan of the APC in Osun is to increase the current tempo of violence, attacks on innocent members of the public, and in particular, members and supporters of Accord across the state in the next few weeks. The candidates and leaders of the party, having realized their electoral hopelessness and imminent woeful loss, have hatched plots to unleash violence and mayhem in a scale that is unprecedented in Osun State. These include plans to disrupt rallies, peaceful procession, and campaign programs of our party, and submitting himself to democratic verdicts of the people Information available to us points to a panicky resort to violence as a means of achieving political objectives, no matter the number of lives that have to go for it. We wish to put it on record that since his assumption of office on the 11th of May 2025, the State Commissioner of Police has not deemed it fit to attend the State Security Council meeting more than twice. We hereby call on the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Olatunji Disu, to immediately redeploy the Osun State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Gotan, who has shown himself partisan, highly compromised, and incapable of providing effective security support for the people of Osun State.
In Ekiti State, the national chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Joash Amukwito, has declared the Commission's readiness for the state governorship election. He assured voters, political parties, and other stakeholders that all necessary arrangements have been concluded to ensure a peaceful, transparent, and credible exercise. The electoral body's chief gave the assurance on Friday in the state capital, Ado-Ekiti, during an interactive session with media executives held 8 days ahead of the governorship poll. The INEC chairman, who had earlier led a high-powered delegation on an inspection of the ongoing mock accreditation exercise across the selected polling units, said the exercise confirmed the agency's preparedness for the election. Amukwito disclosed that the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS performed efficiently during the exercise, with fingerprint and facial authentication taking an average of between 5 and 7 seconds per voter. He added that INEC had deployed additional backup BVAS devices and technical support personnel across all registration areas to ensure that any equipment malfunction is properly addressed. As part of efforts to resolve the lingering dispute over electoral ward delineation, representatives of the Ijaw and Ishekiri ethnic nationalities in Delta State have agreed on a power-sharing arrangement for the proposed Warri Federal Constituency 2 following the intervention of President Bola Tinubu. The arrangement was reached on Friday night at a meeting convened at the office of the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, in Abuja. Under the agreement, the House of Representatives' seat will rotate between the Ijaw and Ishekiri ethnic groups, with the Ijaw nationality taking the first turn for 2 consecutive terms before the seat shifts to the Ishekiri for a similar tenure. The agreement was signed on behalf of the Ijaw nationality by former Deputy Governor of Delta State, Kingsley Otuaro, and Dr. Eric Omari. In contrast, Sir A.S. Mene and Chief Robinson Ariyo signed for the Ishekiri nationality. The National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu signed on behalf of the federal government, while Olorogun Victor Okumagba and Chief Westham Adeho witnessed the event. You are watching Spring News at 12 on the Western Spring Television. We will be right back after this break.